Chat. This had to be the worst game and the best game at the same time. So I don't know if you guys watched. I'm going to call somebody out. Somebody in the chat said they didn't watch the game. I'm going to call him out. He said he was at work. Everybody in the chat boo this man. Vilified. It was vilified. He said that he was at work, so he couldn't watch the game. He said he was doing work. Can you believe this dude? Can you believe this guy? Boo this man. Okay. Moderators, ban him. Boo. Yeah. Ban him. Get him out of here. You're not a real fan. I'm just kidding. So the San Antonio Spurs went against the Miami Heat for this preseason game, and it was ugly. There's no way around it. It was butt ugly, guys. It was atrocious. It was hard to watch. The movement of the basketball that we saw against China was non-existent, right? We couldn't find a shot. Heat had just such a great scheme, made it very difficult on Wemby. I never seen Wemby this flustered. Like, we saw moments where Wemby was looking at refs. We're not used to that. I'm not used to Wemby looking at refs. I'm okay with it, though. I think he should talk to refs more. But he was kind of flustered. It was just like, oh, this is ugly. Like, Wemby looked horrible in the first half. The team looked horrible. The only two people that I thought looked really good was Julian Champagnie and Cornette. Other than that, and Keldon was getting his shots off, obviously. And that's kind of like when Keldon shines, right? Like, when they have to lean on him and the ball's in his hands. He did a pretty good job getting to the rim. As always. But other than that, man, it was horrible. I was like, ugh, this game ugly. Ugh. Everybody. Devin Vassell, Wemby, the bench I thought was pretty bad. Like, just overall, it was just a sloppy game. But what was really cool to me, this is why I really liked this game, is because I saw Mitch Johnson be so active, right? Not to say he wasn't active last season, but it was his team, but we didn't really know, the situation with Pop, right? So there's only so far you can do. You can't change up too much. You already spent a whole off season strategizing for that season. So, it's his team, but not really. We're kind of on the fence, right? We don't really know which side this is gonna lean on. But I feel like this game fully embraced, at least from what we can see. This is a day-to-day thing. This didn't just show up against the Miami Heat, okay? They see this every single day, but we only get to see him on game day. And I have to say, fully embraced it. I mean, he was I wouldn't say he was getting on to guys necessarily, but you can tell he's being very verbal, very animated, walking up to guys that's on the bench, kind of telling them what they did wrong. It was really nice. And you can tell that he was doing some teaching as well. So just overall, I was like, Mitch Johnson fully embraced being the coach. But one thing that I really liked about this game is, even though it was sloppy, even though it was ugly, even though Miami Heat, I mean, good God, I felt like they had 50 free throws. Hold on, let me see. Okay, maybe in the second half it changed. I swear to God, guys, in the first half, I felt like Miami Heat was getting every freaking call imaginable. And I guess it just kind of slowed down the second half. But the first half was pretty rough. So it seemed like Miami Heat was at the line every second. Spurs were turning the ball over. I think at one point, the whole Miami team only had like 6 turnovers. And Wemby had like 6 by himself. Oh, yeah, 5. Okay. I think at that point he had like 4 or 5. And I'm like, good God, Wemby got 5 by himself. He got as many turnovers as the entire Miami Heat team. It was just ugly. But not one time did the Spurs allow the game to get away from them. Not one time. Like, when I saw us playing so ugly and I looked at the score and it was 48-48, I was like, oh, Spurs going to win this game. Because there's no way. There's no way that you play this poorly and it's still tied. That just showed how good the Spurs actually are. Their defense was really good. They made some crazy great adjustments in the second half. They played way smoother and just overall just looked better, right? And I was blown away by it, man, because that was kind of an issue last season, right? Being able to adjust. I know Wemby talked about that. He said we don't adjust, in the middle of games, but they did in this one, right? They did in this one. And it was certain times where if guys messed up, Mitch Johnson was like, hey, you got to sit down. You got to sit down a little bit, right? He didn't let it linger on or anything like that. I didn't think that he played it too. I mean, it's preseason, right? It's preseason, so we'll see what actually happens. But I didn't feel like he played it too safe or anything like that. But just overall, really liked it. So I won't go through every single player's stats like we normally do. Just a few standouts for me that I really care about, because Keldon Johnson, he did his thing, he did well, but I kind of expect him to do well in a scenario like this. Defense is still horrible. I'll just be real. I'll be transparent. Defense is horrible, but Keldon did his thing. Keldon did well. But the two people that I really love was Champagnie, and oh my God, he's outplaying his contract. He's just going to easily outplay his contract. If he's open, you cannot leave him open. He's basically automatic when you leave that man open, right? He's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. And also Luke Cornett. What was his actual stats this game? He was 4 for 6, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 3 turnovers, 4 personal fouls. Everyone was fouling this game. And he had 9 points total. But man, I was really impressed by Luke Cornett. I was genuinely impressed by Luke Cornett. His touch around the rim is awesome. High basketball IQ. I was kind of worried during this game because I was like, we just look so sloppy. But then, I had to slap myself, right? I physically slapped myself, and I said, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Clan? Shut up." Because a lot of these guys just aren't going to get minutes, right? Minutes got 6 minutes. That kind of rhymed. Let's see, Flagler, we're not going to see him. We're not going to see him. Lindy Waters, we're not going to see Lindy Waters, right? Harrison Ingram, he only played in the fourth quarter. We're not going to see. We're not going to see David Jones Garcia. A lot of these guys we're just not going to see, right? And our starting lineup is going to be this. This is a pretty, I don't want to say ugly starting lineup, but it ain't the best starting lineup, right? That you can have. So, but once Sohan is back, once Fox is back, and once we have Dylan Harper, yeah, this team is going to be nasty, right? I'm really hoping that we don't just hone in on specific guys, though, because that was something that worried me last year, that Mitch Johnson got too comfortable with a certain set of guys and didn't expand out. I'm still not bought into the fact that Popovich could make use of Blake Wesley and Malachi Branham. Obviously, our team wasn't that great, but he could do it, but then Mitch Johnson just couldn't. I felt like he was just being a young coach, really hooking on to, the guys that's more reliable. So I'm hoping that we do expand out and experiment a little bit, so we just don't hone into those guys. But even if we do just hone into our main guys, there's a lot of main ones, and we have a lot of depth. So that should be really helpful, So in Castle, in Castle. I'm sorry, in Castle. In Castle, I am not helping my case for people saying I don't like Castle. I love Castle. Yeah, Castle, obviously. So it's just so much depth. Old Spurs utilized everyone. Yeah, utilized basically everybody. Maybe a couple guys couldn't play, but it was great, man. I really liked this game. I thought that is very telling when you have a game that you play horrible, terrible, and you still manage to come back. That's a big deal. That's a big deal that they were able to do that. And not only come back, stay in the game. Their defense held true the whole time. They played good defense the entire time, I thought. So, just overall, pretty great. Devin Vassell is somebody that I'll be transparent with you guys. I'm worried, right? His shot got to fall. But once again, it was one of those games where he had to be more aggressive than maybe what we'll ask of him this season. So, we'll see. But overall, I liked it. I liked this game a lot. So, that's my takeaway. I don't have a lot to say about it. That's my takeaway.